Oh boy. But first, let me pop out the chat. Save it for the back. Let me... I guess I'll minimize this. Alright. Well, let me make myself a D&D. And let's get things started. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a new session of the Ocarina of Time live stream. This is Ishan. And last time we did the water temple. I have very little magic. Why do I have very little magic? Can't remember what I did. Can't remember what I did. But that's okay. Because we don't have much to do. At least, not really. Last time we did the water temple, not as bad as I remembered. But in this part, we'll be doing a new dungeon. We've got two dungeons, actually. One as, believe it or not, Young Link. We haven't done that in a while. So, after last time I streamed, I forgot to turn on the default speakers for the game, so majority of the stream didn't have any sound. And I also had the heater on, which means I had to toggle my mic on and off. And I still, to an extent, have my heater on, but I turned it off. And hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me and get people in the house mad. Like, hey, turn on the heater, but I'm streaming. Oh, well, if in that case, go ahead. Alright. But now we actually have cutscenes. We're going to see Sheik in action for once. Because a shadow beast is coming out of there, and that's essentially what our next boss is going to be. Double check to make sure everything's running fine, and everything seems to be going very well. And Alt M? Yeah, okay. Alt M is to toggle my mic in case I have no other choice but to turn on the heater. But hopefully right now everything is good. Living in eastern part of America, and it's going to have like a huge snowstorm later this week, and so it's a good idea for me to stream. And it's a good idea for me to stream whether or not, because I'll have to work 14 hours this Saturday. So obviously I won't have time to do it this Saturday, or I might not have time to stream tomorrow, so why not do it now? Oh, right, and Sheik, even though it looked like she was ready to battle against this monster, for the first time we ever see this, unfortunately, she could not handle it. I was actually debating on streaming Binding of Isaac, because, Jesus Christ, man, I've been too addicted to that game. But maybe in the future, maybe next month I'll stream some Binding of Isaac on top of, as well as Mario Maker and Splatoon. I have not played either of those games in a very long time. Like, literally all I've been playing was Binding of Isaac, occasionally Freedom Planet, occasionally Sonic Adventure 2, and then Pokemon Heart Gold, because I was testing it out on this emulator if I ever wanted to stream that, and I probably will. But yeah, I was testing it out. And it's working to an extent. So yesterday I also decided to upload my new video, Summoning War, essentially a look at video, because I was working on that for a while now, but now it's uploaded in case anyone has. So now with that out of the way, I have enough time to stream and just have a little bit of fun once again. Now, I believe I don't think we really have much else to do here. The idea was to get the song from the windmill, which we have already done. And now our oh, hold on a second. Let me go offline. Let me go offline on Skype. Because I just got a notification saying high performance has been used on my computer, even though I'm pretty sure I don't have much stuff running. It's just two things. I mean, that gets me a little bit worried, but yeah, I mean, nothing else is running. It's literally just XSplit and the chat. So hopefully nothing will go wrong. I've never gotten that message before. So for the first time in a long time, we are going to change back to Young Link because, hey, we actually have stuff to do. Back at Kakariko Village. And that involves with the bottom of the well, because in order to get to the in order to get through the Shadow Temple, we have to make sure we get the Lens of Truth. On top of that, I'm pretty sure we have the Din's Fire ready. Yeah. You need to make sure you have Din's Fire, Fire Arrows, and then the Lens of Truth. And the Lens of Truth is really the only thing we need to get now. And on top of that, we should probably equip our Hylian shield just in case. Okay, and this was... Okay, this is not flooded, or this was not drained yet, so... In order to fix that up... I'm also streaming in the daytime. That's actually a first. I don't think I've streamed in the daytime as of yet, since I've done streaming. Play the Song of Storms with this guy, because remember, you got this song as an adult. Then you come here as a Young Link to rearrange it. This threw me off, actually. It's like the windmill guy in the future says that a kid was playing that same song and it messed up his windmill. But that technically didn't happen. I don't know. That was the only time paradox kind of issue that I had. Because in actuality, it shouldn't have happened. Alright, and now we drop down. And we're going to head into probably the second most... Oh no, this is probably the most scariest place in this game. And one of the most scariest areas in any Zelda game. Bottom of the well. Oh wait, we're young Link now. That means we can use a boomerang. I can hear the spirits whispering in this room. Alright. So the bottom of the well, depending on how you do it, can be a very confusing dungeon. However, it's also one of the shortest dungeons in this game. And in this case, for this live stream, it's going to be one of the shortest areas in this game. Because honestly, unless if you really care about Skulltulas, there's no reason to continue going through here. This place has just a ton of Skulltulas, and that's about it. Maybe there's a heart piece in here. So all you need to do in the bottom of the well is just drain this water. See, everything is gone. The little water way is gone, and now we now have this area accessible to us, which was also blocked from the entrance. Otherwise, when you go through this dungeon, there's a lot more depth to this place. There's actually a good amount of floors, different pathways and stuff that you can take. It's actually not that bad of a dungeon. It's horrible at Master Quest. I remember it being very frustrating at Master Quest, but otherwise, yeah. Oh, we also have this this weird mini boss called Dead Hand. I don't know how to process this guy because uh-oh, I am stuck. Because he doesn't have much attacks, he has these hands that like grab you, and like you have to get grabbed because it summons him. So I don't know. It's a thing. It's a weird mini boss, kind of creepy too. Like I'm pretty sure kids today would kind of get freaked out by this guy. He doesn't even do much damage compared to Dark Link. Actually, I actually wonder how early I can tackle this dungeon, because let me free. Alright. There we go. Get some magic. And there he is floating. That's ugh. Actually, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can do this dungeon before, like, practically any dungeon, actually. It's just that the Lens of Truth will not be that helpful for any of the 3 dungeons that we've done so far. But anyways, nonetheless, now that we got the Lens of Truth, we are ready to actually leave. Yeah, we're done here. Oh, there's actually a treasure chest here. I think this is just bombs. A lot of redeads in the bottom area, a lot of wall masters, floor masters. There's like a room full of Gibdos. A room full of Gibdos and coffins and crypts that also have like Skulltulas in them. So yeah, it's a pretty creepy area, especially as a kid, because you're playing as a kid. Regardless, we are done here, and we shall never come back to this area ever again. Hooray. Alright. Well, luckily it hasn't been cold since I turned off the heater, so maybe everything's going to be just fine. How many fairies do I have? Okay, I have all 3. I also need to rearrange my computer area. High computer usage has been detected again. Ugh, that bothers me. It's weird, it's the XSplit thing that's telling me that. It's not like Windows 10 or anything. I actually wonder if that's like a new update, because I just had to update my XSplit, and I don't remember ever getting those things before. But yeah, I had to update it, which is why it took me a while to go live. Okay. So I don't think I need the Ocarina for a while. But anyways, we have to have Din's Fire for this area, unless if you are really fast with the fire arrows, which I don't think is possible anyways, but you get the idea. And then we are heading straight into it. It's a really cool entrance, by the way. Like, so far, a lot of the temple entrances in Ocarina of Time are pretty astounding. You got the large temple behind the tree, and then you got the temple behind the crater. The water temple doesn't look that great, but this one's really cool, and so is the spirit temple later on. So the shadow temple, probably my least favorite dungeon in this game. It's not necessarily a bad dungeon or anything, but it's actually like the fire temple. It's a very linear dungeon, and it's also oops. Oh yeah, and by the way, we're also refighting this guy for some reason. Oh, 6 hands. That's so cool. So I'm not sure if I'm doing the big Goron quest now. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see. Oh, you gotta be kidding. Okay. At least he dropped some hearts. Oh my god, get off of me. There we go. Yeah, the Shadow Temple, like the Fire Temple, is a very linear dungeon. This is probably more linear than the Fire Temple. And I gotta say, I'm also not a huge fan of the atmosphere, and that's probably because of the bottom of the well. You might, you know, not stay in the bottom of the well for long, because the rest of it's completely optional. But honestly, there's more creepier things in the bottom of the well than there is here. Honestly, there is one cool thing I liked about the Shadow Temple, and that's way later on in this dungeon. So, yeah. The second reason why I'm also not a fan of this dungeon is the item that we just got. We already got the item, by the way. We're pretty much... We're not halfway done with this dungeon. But we're close, so... Oh shoot, where was the edge exit? Where was the exit? This should be it. Yeah. There we go. The hover boots. The hover boots, you don't have much traction. You don't have much attraction with this boots either. It's very, very flimsy. It lets you hover, of course, but yeah, like I said, it's very slippery of an item. On top of that, it's boots, which means, let me change back to green, which means we have to do a lot of pausing, similar to the iron boots. So if you didn't like the water temple because of the iron boots, you also won't like it here. To be fair, I don't think the hover boots needs to be as used as often as the iron boots. On top of that, you're not slow or sluggish. You know, you could just go through this entire dungeon with the hover boots on, so it's at least somewhat usable. But yeah, that's really about it. All right. For some reason, this Beamos always like flinches whenever you throw a bomb at it, rather than it just like dropping, rather than just dying in first hit. Alright, and this is the scythe room, which I don't remember if we have to do all of this. That's another thing about the Shadow Temple. There's a lot of optional stuff, which I don't think you really need to do. And I wonder if they are like thinking that way because the bottom of the well is similar in structure, where, you know, there really isn't that much you need to do in this dungeon. I mean, if this is a key, then, you know, it's a different story, I guess, but that is the way down. We just need one more, which is right here. I can't remember if you need the long shot for this dungeon, though. Anyways, let's head on. You can easily just dodge these scythes, by the way. All you need to do is just crouch, and you're good to go. If you can time it right, at least. Okay, so we did get a key, so it is needed to go through here. Oh god, duh. I thought you were supposed to blow that up. Okay. And these are re-deads. Alright. There we go. We'll be using the Sun Song. Yeah, Gibdos are an enemy that we don't really come across to, and they're basically just reskins of re-deads. I don't know if they had like a second purpose to them. At first I thought they were unaffected by the Sun Song, but that wasn't true. I just feel like those were only placed in this game because Zelda 1, uh, familiarity or whatever. Also, we got the compass, which I don't think is needed at all. Like, I think I missed out on the dungeon map because it was close by where the hover boots were, and I already skipped out on that. Luckily, I don't really care where to go. Oh, but this room. This room can be a jerk. Because your idea, whole thing is considered as one room. Once you go through these narrow corridors, there's going to be a wall master. If you get caught by that wall master, or if you fall into a pit, you go all the way back behind these corridors, and you face all of these Skulltulas again, which gets kind of irritating. I'm not a fan of this dungeon. I'm sorry. Whoa. Actually, I always wanted to see how that looked. Alright. I believe we're almost done here. Oh, son of a... Oh, I missed him. Dude, come on. Just get him. There we go. Don't fall. Okay. No, Link, don't. No, Link! I'm gonna take off these boots. Friggin', I swear. I keep getting that message saying that I'm getting high computer usage. I don't care. Is my fan heating up? I don't think so. Oh, it should be fine. I don't know, if my computer shuts off and the stream so happens to go offline, then you guys know why. Or my stream could go offline because I know my internet can kind of just switch on and off sometimes. Alright. Now, let's take care of this Wallmaster normally. God. Alright, I'm just gonna take that. And actually get a good running start for these guillotines. Then of course we have this bubble that likes to be a jerk. And then we have this Stalfos, which I don't think you need to kill. He is actually guarding this special fairy spot that you can like play the Song of Storms in, and then you'll get like a free... Actually no, it's not called a fairy, I think it's called a firefly. And then, you know, they heal you like a standard fairy. The only difference is that you can't bottle them, I'm pretty sure. Also, the Lens of Truth, good tip for this, you don't have to continuously hold on to the item or keep it toggled on. You can just like turn it on and off and you're going to save up some magic. It's only helpful if you want to see like invisible enemies or whatever. As a matter of fact... Actually, is this place I think this place is pointless. Can't remember if this is just all for can't remember if this is just for a gold Skulltula. There we go. Okay, well, there's a secret treasure chest here. Oh, by the way, I never explained. The lens of truth allows us to see stuff we cannot see before. And all of this is pointless. All of this is pointless. Let's go back. I'm telling you, there's a lot of optional stuff in the Shadow Temple, which... it's fine if you want to reward yourself, but these are all just very small things. It's just, you know, one Skulltula. I mean, I guess Skulltulas aren't that bad to have in a dungeon, but... aside from that, they were like 5 rupees, and then just arrows, you know. I believe you could push this guy in, unless if he like floats. Yeah, there we go. Haha. Very awesome. And luckily, since we went through that door, that's technically a shortcut. Okay, so now all we need to do is go through this area. Bomb this Beamos. I just can't say much about this dungeon either. I don't know. The music never interested me either. Oops. And yeah, you're gonna have to blow up that Beamos because he's actually guarding the silver rupee. And this room, I believe, is where I have to like push this block. Yeah, this place is actually very disturbing if you mess things up here. The idea is that, well, you're supposed to use your lens of truth to find out that there's a thing here. The idea is that you're supposed to push this block all the way to the middle between the 2 spike traps. So you make it so, like, it doesn't hit the ground. And you can easily tell that with the, there's like a mark on the ground. Yeah, this one. If you continuously push it, you're going to get crushed. And it's very creepy like that. But if you pull it, then, you know, everything looks fine. These traps look so much better in the 3DS version, by the way. It's one of those things where it uses 2D images in a 3D game. I don't think Mario 64 DS did anything with that though. Like the big rolling balls in the Bomb on Battlefield, that had like a can I climb this? Yeah, I could. That was like 2D images put as a 3D object. But I don't think they fixed it in the DS version. Okay, so that's another blue rupee. And this is a chest. Which also shows that you don't need to have the long shot for this. I'm just looking for areas where you don't need the long shot. And so far, I don't really need it. Like, I could have crossed there with the trap itself. Okay, so we got that done. What does it say, actually? Okay. Pretty sure everyone will understand that they have to use the Eye of Truth, because even if you know what to do, or where things are, because that's what the Lens of Truth does, that part early on where you have to like turn that statue towards the skull pillar that has the right skull on it, even if you know where that is, the game doesn't count it unless if you use the Lens of Truth. So I don't know, it's kind of weird thing like that. And this is a room full of re-deads. Let's play back the Sun Song. I should. Next month is Magfest, and I really wanna. Well, I'm obviously going. But I also want to get like a graphics card at this point for the games that I can't really play. And I don't know, maybe a new CPU would be good. I mean, I don't know what determines like a good graphics card. Maybe. I mean, I don't know what helps my CPU for running more things. Maybe it's the RAM. I'm not like computer specs guy though. I believe I don't have to Okay, sorry about that, guys. Let's head back. Just had to run in with one of my sisters when talking to me. She believes she's Boo from Monsters Inc. Let her dream. Alright, anyways, we need to head in. Okay, I'm trying to like hit the hookshot targets as fast or as accurate as possible, but no, I gotta use the Lens of Truth. Actually, it would be very annoying to go through this dungeon and using hookshot targets while they're invisible. Oh, hey, this room. I completely forgot about this place. Okay. So we got some keys. Very... What? Very standard. The idea for this room... Hold on, can I kill you? Can I kill you? Yeah, there we go. The idea for this room is that you just play bomb skip ball, which was later introduced in Majora's Mask in that minigame. Okay. I believe you don't need... Like, there's two parts of this where you have to do bomb skip ball again, and I believe that you don't have to do it the second time. I don't know. This... I'm just not interested in this dungeon. I'm sorry. Alright. And luckily, all the Gibdos or Redead should be gone. There we go. Very nice. Go in here. And this is probably where I say is the midpoint for this dungeon. And let me pull on my iron boots. I actually wonder if, like, so far we haven't had to use the iron boots as of yet. I'm actually wondering if you don't need the iron boots. Because I think if you have the iron boots, then this place is a piece of cake. But, okay. But without it, it's going to be kind of challenging. Alright, so... go through this part a little easier. Okay. And what do we have here? More Gibdos. Redead, excuse me. I don't know. Gyarados are just easy to recognize because I don't know, it's the name. Oh wait, what? Oh, I summoned a Firefly. I didn't realize that. All right, can I? There we go. That's cool. What was the point of this room? Oh, it's just a trap? Alright, sure. And I believe that there is... the real pathway's over here. There we go. Alright. I also don't think we need to go through much of this area. Yeah, there's actually a secret treasure chest here, which actually contains the key. Which makes the rest of this room a little bit pointless. Uh-oh. Let's go. Oh, God. Link. There we go. Open. Alright, where are we now? We are actually almost done with this dungeon, believe it or not. In fact, this is where the shortcut is finally obtainable for you, because this is pretty much a short... this is basically where it takes us back to where that Beamos was, you know, the one that flinches. Below the room with the two scythes, the spinning scythes. But like I said before, I don't think you need the long shot in order to go through this dungeon. So I'm thinking that, okay, it'd be interesting to do this dungeon before the water temple. In fact, I don't think I needed the bow and arrow either. Correct me if I'm wrong, but obviously we didn't need to use the hammer because it's the hammer. Okay, everything else though, yeah, everything else is pretty standard. I don't remember if I got the Scarecrow song, so we're pretty much clear on that. And then we have this. This is the ghost ship. This is the part I was saying that I really liked. The ghost ship got a redesign in the 3DS version. The front part of the ship actually has like this Grim Reaper, or this like skull. This one has like a crow. Either look, I think they look fine either way. I think I prefer the crow though, just because it's a lot more mysterious, whereas the remake, it's kind of, you know, standard. You kind of expect it to look like a Grim Reaper. In fact, I would say that the ghost ship looking like a crow is more defining for me. Alright. Now, on your trip to the ghost ship, you have to fight these two Stalfos. Actually, no, you don't have to fight these two. You could just dodge them if you want. But while you're heading there... Actually, I really like how this place looks. Navi will warn you that you'll crash eventually, and you want to land right over here. In fact, we just do that right now. And as a matter of fact, let's do this. We're actually almost done with this dungeon. We just need a key, and then we need the boss key. Link, the ship is sinking. Abandoned ship. Abandoned statue. That's what we're basically blowing up. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. As soon as I was saying, oh, okay, we don't need to do the water temple before the shadow temple. Yeah, we do. Gosh dang it, man. That's a shame. I actually thought this was going very smoothly. But no, in order to complete this dungeon, you have to have the fire arrows, which means you have to, what am I doing? Which means you have to complete the water temple in order to get the sun to rise in Lake Hylia in order to get the fire arrows. So, oh well. That's a shame. So much for that theory. Oh crap, I forgot about this. Okay. So there's 2 rooms that we need to go through. There's actually 3 rooms here in this like labyrinth filled with floor masters. It's very annoying. Our first step is to do this. I actually did not know how to complete this place. I'm glad that you needed Dinspire to go through this to get to this area in the first place, but I still didn't understand how I managed to not figure that out. Basically, the Dinspire is supposed to burn that down. I can't remember if the fire arrows can burn down the wood spikes. You could leave in time, I think, but yeah. All right, so we got the big key, or boss key, or whatever. Got more rupees. And then there's one more room we need to go through, and I think it's the room with the floor master we have to kill. Okay, it's not this room. I think that room just has some gold scotias that if you want to get some. So, but we'll skip out on that. Here we go. And this floor master is invisible, so you need the lens of truth for this. Keep in mind that you won't see them even when they're individual. You can't see them without the lens of truth. Oh my god, we went over a ladder. Bad luck, bad luck. Alright. And there we got the key. And we're pretty much done with this dungeon. We just need to find our way out now. Probably should have used for Roar's Wind, but it's okay. While this dungeon isn't bad, like I mentioned before, it's not a bad dungeon. It's just my least favorite out of Ocarina of Time's dungeons. Even the water temple, but like I said, the water temple, the problem with the water temple wasn't the dungeon itself. It was really the game. Okay, we got some hearts up there. If you have the Song of Time and the Scarecrow Song, you will be rewarded. Well, you obviously have to have the Song of Time, but, you know. And then we got this final room, which is, by the way, really cool. Some, like, evil void. Gonna equip the bow. Let's get through this area. Gotta be careful with this too. There we go. Now, believe it or not, originally I always took off my hover boots for this fight, but now the hover boots is actually pretty helpful here in this boss fight, because you don't like flinch as much. You can see this guy with man hands is like bongoing the stage. But with the hover boots on, you don't bounce as high as you would if you had normal boots on. Obviously, the cutscene's showing it differently, though. But yeah, this guy's creepy, by the way. It's a very disturbing boss design for a Zelda game. But this is Bongo Bongo. Despite that, he is very simple to take down. Ow. That freaking Falcon Punch. Oh, you son of a gun. Oh, God. He's dead. Oh, my God. One cycled him just like Morpha. In this case, if you like Morpha, how you like trap him to the corner, you can like easily one cycle him. If you continuously spin attack Bongo Bongo here, you're good. You are good to go. A lot of bosses, at first I thought can easily be taken down in that similar method, but I don't think so. Well, Bongo Bongo's dead. He's originally, as a kid, I always got trouble fighting him the most because, like, he, well, he does a lot of damage, and the acid is, you know, it damages you, the one outside of the arena, and stuff like that. But yeah. I actually wonder how long this stream has been going. It hasn't been... I'd be surprised if it's still an hour. Or like normal time, like before. The boy with the noble Zelda's Ocarina. As I expected, you have come. Yeah. Didn't go into much detail about this, but yeah, Sheik said that Impa went to go find out what the beast was doing, or Bongo Bongo. Try to confront it. That's pretty much what all of the sages have been doing, and failed to do anything really, because they were captured, and then we have to save them, and yeah. All this is small talk, honestly. I never found Ocarina of Time's story to be as compelling as I never found it to be more compelling than A Link to the Past. I think A Link to the Past can actually put in something, because you see your uncle dying, you see the king dead, you see Agnan doing all this crazy stuff. And while we don't know the sages in that game, or the mages, we already know how important they are. These guys are like, they originally started out as friends, or some sort of relevance to every species ever. But then we just kind of have small talk with them. And despite Ocarina of Time having a similar structure as Link to the Past, I don't think it has that great of a story. Honestly, if there's anything I learn when it comes to story for anything, for video games and movies, it doesn't matter. I don't really go too deep into anything in the story. I just break it down to, are you saving a damsel in distress? Are you saving the world? Are you just defeating the bad guy because you're defeating the bad guy? That's it. If you want to change it up a bit, then that's cool, but I don't know. I can't really think of anything else like that. Please look out for the princess. Alright. Alright then. No secrets around here that I'm aware of. But anyways, so that's going to be it for this stream. It's actually not as long as I thought, not as draining as I remember. I mean, Shadow Temple's still my least favorite dungeon in the game, but it's whatever. Anyway, so next time we play Ocarina of Time, we're going to be tackling the final main temple of this game, and that is the Spirit Temple, and it's a good dungeon. We're going to see that more often next time, so thank you all for watching, and I will see you all whenever. Take care.